Oh no. I don't know if I'm in the shot. Okay, this camera doesn't have a viewfinder, so I have no idea how much in the shot I am. Anyway, welcome to a How I Eat in the Day video. I thought I'd go old school, but this is How I Eat in the Day apocalypse version. When things are looking bleak in your country and in the world at large, frankly, and you need to keep yourself as centered and as healthy as possible, and you're broke also, this is what I eat. So I'm starting the day really great with these oat scotchy cookies. They're basically oatmeal raisin cookies, but with butterscotch chips instead of raisins. And they're really easy to make. It's just butter and sugar and egg and vanilla extract and flour, baking soda, baking powder, and salt, and oatmeal. And then, like I said, the butterscotch chips instead of raisins. I made these because I already had all of these ingredients in my pantry, particularly the butterscotch chips, which were starting to bloom and just get old, so I'm like, I have to use. And I'm also having chai. Ah, it's so good. Now you may be thinking to yourself, now Sarah, cookies aren't exactly the healthiest thing to eat for breakfast. Well, first, I'm a grown-ass adult, so I'll eat whatever I want for breakfast. But second, oatmeal as a hot cereal loaded up with brown sugar is not that much different nutritionally from these cookies. I'd say these cookies have more sugar, but it's still like mostly oatmeal, which is good for you. And it makes me happy, so I'm gonna eat them. Honestly, it's not much different from like a power bar or a breakfast bar you'd buy at the store, except it's homemade and it's a lot cheaper. I also like cookies for breakfast because I can make a batch of them in advance, and then when it's the morning of, I don't have to do any cooking. Hey, I'm just calling to say I want the senator to vote no on the bill that funds ICE, because ICE needs to be abolished. I actually got through. Hi, I'm Sarah, and I just want the senator to vote no on this bill that will fund ICE, because ICE needs to be abolished. Thank you. So I'm kind of surprised that I haven't made this before on this channel, but I'm making egg curry. I've got a dozen hard-boiled eggs here, and I'm going to build the sauce right now. This is 1 onion and 2 serrano chilies. Are you helping? There's our onion serrano puree. Now the part that is ubiquitous in Indian cuisine, ginger garlic paste. So Indian cuisine in general, curries and stuff, I like falling back on this when I need something that is cheap and healthy and tastes really good. Because Indian cuisine, there's an upfront investment of the spices that you have to pay, but if you go to an Indian grocery store, a Mexican grocery store, a Middle Eastern grocery store, seek out these places, because you will be able to find like big bags of spices for cheap. Like this giant bag of garam masala powder that I got for only $7. Like if I bought garam masala at my local grocery store, I would only get like maybe this much of it, and it would be like $5 or $6. So this is a great deal. This will last me a very long time. I am also making myself some Earl Grey tea so I can multitask. I am an avid tea drinker, and whenever I've done these sorts of, you know, what I eat in a day videos, people have always said, oh, you shouldn't drink so much tea, then you'll sleep better. I'm neurodivergent. Tea affects us differently from neurotypical people. It actually helps me relax, honestly. And I have tried cutting down my tea consumption, and honestly, it did absolutely nothing to improve my sleep, so. And tea also has less caffeine than coffee, for those of you who are thinking, oh my god, she drinks so much tea. Anyway. Just getting ahead of my comment section a little. So Indian food is great. Once you make that upfront investment in spices, that was my oven preheating. Once you make that upfront investment in spices, it's generally rather cheap. I mean, it depends on what protein you use. If you use things like red lentils and eggs, even though eggs are on the expensive side right now, they're still, you know, comparatively cheap compared to things like red meat, say. Alright, I need about a teaspoon of ginger. I'm calling that a teaspoon. And a teaspoon of garlic. The other really nice thing about Indian food, and why I like to fall back on it in hard times, is it tastes very good left over. Like, you spend one day, you know, spending a good hour making it, but then you have lunch for an entire week, basically. And it actually tastes really good leftover, so you're not all upset that you have to eat leftovers. You're excited that you get to eat leftovers that taste really good. And also, overall, in general, I'd say Indian cuisine tends to be on the healthier side. And there's a lot of, like, really good plant-based curries and stuff, too. I mean, this one's ovo-lacto-vegetarian, so if you are vegetarian or whatever, like, Indian food is great. This microplane is so dull. If you're wondering what those scraping noises are in the background, my cat is playing. One of my cats. I'm just doing some prep work, basically. I am multitasking, so I've made some naan dough that needs to rise for an hour. And this curry only takes like a half hour to cook total, so I'm just prepping some of the ingredients while I'm making my tea. Then I'm going to drink this tea while I translate a little bit, and then I'm going to get back to work. This is what you can do when you work from home. You can just kind of cook and work and eat and work intermittently, and... Who's this? Yes! You're bored, or I'm sorry. I'll play with you a little bit. Oh, sassy. Nika. Okay. I have to go play with her. Bye. Okay, turns out she wanted me to go upstairs and see that I got a package. This looks like something I translated. Aha! This is a series that I'm translating for Yen Press. I'll become a villainess who goes down in history. I translate both the light novel series and the manga. This is the manga. I'm not going to open it up and show you because this is an advanced copy. It has not gone on sale yet. Shiny! This is like one of my favorite parts of my job. It's like, I don't know, just validating to be sitting behind a computer all day, every day, and then finally get something that shows, hey, you did this. I will note that one change I have made to be a little healthier with my tea consumption is I used to use heavy cream for my dairy because it tastes so good, but now I use evaporated milk. It has a very similar effect. It adds, you know, body and dairy to the drink without... I don't like straight milk because it makes the tea just watery, but this is nice. And then, of course, you know, this is literally just milk that has had water removed, so it's a lot healthier than heavy cream. Back to work. I almost always serve my Indian curry with a side of butter turmeric rice. This is just basmati rice, to which I've added about a half teaspoon of turmeric and 2 tablespoons of butter and some salt. I'm just putting in some cold water to cool it down, because coil stoves do not cool down that quickly. Meanwhile, my oil for my curry is hot enough for the whole spices. So these are some cloves, some green cardamom pods, and some bay leaf, and a little cinnamon stick. I'm making this the semi-authentic way. This is, you know, mostly authentic. I don't remember where I found this recipe, but it was online. The only step that I'm skipping is the original recipe. You're supposed to fry the hard-boiled eggs in oil first, but I found it doesn't really do much of anything for me. It's just annoying, and it makes a mess, so I skip that step. And if all this, like, whole spices and all these other spices that I'm going to use is too intimidating for you, honestly, you can make this recipe with, like, just commercially available curry powder that you can get in any Western grocery store, and it'll be delicious. If you can be brave and go to an Indian grocery store, Middle Eastern grocery store, Mexican grocery store, you should go anyway and support those businesses, support our local immigrant communities. But yeah, if you can't go there, just use commercially available curry powder. It'll still taste good. It won't be the same, but it'll taste good. Add my onion. Woo! It smells so good. So while that's cooking, I've got most of a big can of canned tomatoes. I used some of it in a different recipe, and I'm going to puree these. This is going to be part of the gravy. I'm going to save this, and I'm going to reduce this and turn it into tomato paste. Nothing is wasted in this house. Okay, so this needs to cook down for a bit until it browns slightly. That's going to take a few minutes. So I am going to do what you're not supposed to do, and I'm going to walk away from the stove and do a little translating while this is cooking. I've been cooking for almost 40 years now, so I can do that. It's been a couple minutes, and I am back to check on my onions and pepper and stir them. I can walk away from the stove. I work literally over... This is my kitchen, and I literally work right here on the couch, like on the other side of the kitchen. That's how I can hear with my ears where the food is in its cooking process. So usually, and I can smell too if something is like starting to brown or burn, so I usually can save things on time and multitask. Which is nice, because otherwise, like, I'm just standing here in the kitchen doing nothing while it's cooking and wasting time. This needs to go a little longer. Okay, we are starting to get a little browning around here. And it smells so good. In goes the ginger garlic paste. And the pan is looking a bit dry, so I'm going to add a little oil to that. You may be wondering what you do with the whole spices. As far as I can tell from other videos I've seen, Indian people tend to just leave the whole spices in, and you just kind of pick them out while you eat. If that weirds you out, you can fish them out or put them in a sachet maybe or something. I don't know. Just get over it. Don't let it weird you out. That's my advice. Tomatoes. I'm at the point in the cook now where I pretty much have to be constantly here doing things because the naan dough is also ready to roll out and cook. Chili powder, garam masala, coriander, turmeric, and this isn't in the recipe, but I'm adding it for color, Kashmiri chili powder. And then while that's also happening, we're going to cook this down until the oil separates a little bit, and then we're going to add water and cook it some more, and then cook it till the oil separates, and then we're going to add the eggs and finish it off. Meanwhile, I'm making lunch for my boy kitty cat. He had all of his teeth extracted because they were broken and rotten, and he had really bad gum disease. So he had surgery about a week ago now to extract all of his teeth, and he's recovering slowly but surely, making him a nice meat gruel. He's purring, but he doesn't want any meat, looks like. Come on, fatty. My handsome boy, don't you want meats? It smells so good. All right, we are on the home stretch. I'm finishing up this gravy. Gonna finish the curry soon, and I'm also cooking 2 naans on 2 different skillets. Each naan takes about 4 minutes total to cook, so I like to use at least 2 skillets to cook them, because otherwise it would take like a half hour to cook all the naan. And you slather it in garlic butter. This part's important. Buttering it and then stacking them and wrapping them in cloth keeps them nice and soft. This is just a dozen peeled hard-boiled eggs and some cream. And this is slightly similar to butter chicken in the sense that it's a creamy tomato gravy with a protein. Just want these eggs to pick up some of that flavor. I've got to reduce this gravy again some more. And an ingredient that you should absolutely not skip, kasuri methi or fenugreek leaves. They smell so good. And this, it really makes your dish taste more like it came from an Indian restaurant. It's that little something something. This is something that a lot of recipes won't tell you, but I tasted for seasoning and it had a good salt level, good other levels, but it was a little bitter. So I'm just gonna add a little sugar. You can totally do that. When you season it to your liking, that doesn't just mean salt. This gravy is so good. You don't have to be extra like me and make your naan from scratch or anything, but it's so good. Okay, I worked, I took a nap, and then I worked some more, and now it is time to do the opposite of eating. I know what you're thinking. Oh, it's gross. Don't dip the apples directly into the peanut butter. I don't care. This is my personal jar of peanut butter. Apple and peanut butter seriously is like one of the best foods ever. Like if you're poor, if you're short on time, it's a very cheap, very easy, pretty healthy snack to have. Or in my case, this is like a small meal. Like peanut butter, very cheap, full of good fat and protein. Sure, there's salt and sugar in it, whatever. It makes it taste good. And it's great. Anyway, winding down to the end of my workday, just having some peanut butter and apple to give me the energy I need to get through the rest of my translating. It feels surreal still going about my day, exercising, cooking and eating and working when the world is on fire, when there is a fascist takeover of my country. But life does go on. I do still have to live, and I do still have to have hope that we will get through this. We have to put in the work, obviously, but I'm one person, I can't do everything. You're one person, you can't do everything. So if you're feeling hopeless, find other people who feel the same way that you do and try to do things with them. I live in Portland, which is pretty high on this regime's hit list, so I'm kind of keeping my eyes and ears open and hoping for the best.